They are acts that can only be described as revolting
Children,
and unthinkable.
7 to 10, tied up, bound, gagged. Burnt not only put cockroaches on children's faces, but also had them play a tasting game during which he fed them cookies covered with his bodily fluid.
We currently represent 9 children who were victimized by a school teacher at Miramonte Grammar School. He was a pedophile and he was a very sick man. He would select children that were quiet, children that were weak, children that could be influenced very easily. He would then lavish them with attention, with gifts, in a way that they'd never seen before. This is a custom CD that he made for each child. He knew, because he was so close to the children, what songs they liked. There's always a note on there. This one said, "Happy 9th birthday, hope you enjoy the songs." One of the things he would do is, so that he didn't lose contact with the children over vacation, is he would send several letters to them, or cards. Here's an example that was sent to one of my clients. "Dear," of course the name is withheld, "so how are you? Hope you're having a nice vacation. I'm very happy you're my student. Surely no teacher could have a nicer, more wonderful girl than you. Thanks again for the presents, cards, and nice things you wrote to me in Spanish. Merry Christmas, Mr. B. P.S. How are the babies doing?" You ask yourself, what are the babies? Well, Mr. Burnt had some very strange addiction to cockroaches. He kept them in his room. They were called Madagascar cockroaches, and they were huge. Some of the photographs we have show the children blindfolded and gagged with tape over their mouth, their hands tied behind them, and these huge cockroaches crawling on their face. Our law firm is the first law firm involved in the Miramonte case to file the complaint. We've actually filed 3 of them, and we've filed 3 government claims. These families have been traumatized beyond belief. I don't want these cases to drag out any longer than they need to. We sued not only the school system, not only Mr. Burnt, but also the principal of the school. If this school was operated properly, this never would have happened. Mr. Burnt locked his door almost daily to keep superiors out of his room. That is a direct violation of Unified School District's laws. If the principal had visited his room once a week, twice a week, or 3 times a week, he would have found the door locked. But they didn't do that. They didn't follow procedures. They didn't supervise their teachers. That allowed this to go on for at least 15 years and perhaps as long as 25 years. If you live in the state of California, you're violating the law if you don't take your child to school. So we drop off our children. We drop them off in the morning, and the school has a duty. The duty is when our child is left with them, they have to ensure the safety of our children. There's one thing that's very important that I want the public to know. Many of the residents in the area around Miramonte School are here illegally. They are deathly afraid of the authorities. They believe that any contact with authorities will result in their families being deported to whatever country they live in. We have to get the word out that that will not happen in this case. We have an absolute promise from the Sheriff's Department that they want everyone to come forward, both victims and parents and witnesses. They have guaranteed us in adamant language that immigration status is not important and people will not be deported or penalized in any way because they came forward and that they are here illegally. Generally, the school system disputes liability. When they put out a press release, they will say, the alleged perpetrator. That's not what they're saying in this case. They are saying that these children were abused by this teacher. Not that they may have been abused, but they were abused. I'm challenging the school district. You have 2 options. Number 1, do the right thing. Let's do an early mediation. We sit down with a retired judge. We figure out how badly the children were damaged, and then we resolve the case. Option 2 is doing the wrong thing. And that is where you drag these children and these families through 2 years of litigation. They will be sworn under oath, and then they will be grilled by 10 or 15 lawyers. Oftentimes that process traumatizes the child worse than the original insult. Again, the school district has an option. Do the right thing, go to an early mediation, or do the wrong thing and further destroy the lives of these children.